Hello everyone, welcome to our channel. Today we're in a beautiful 34-meter full aluminum, full custom yacht, Lady Lean, built by the Dutch shipbuilder Wim van der Wal. Among many shipbuilders which produce explorer and expedition yacht, there is one of them that can produce full custom yachts built around your needs and your alone in the 34-meter size. Now, what is particular about this yacht is that, first of all, it was designed around a person who had to move around this yacht in a wheelchair. Now, all the passages throughout the yacht have to be wide enough, big enough to create an abstracted passage through the spaces. Now, what is particular about this one is that she has a huge passerelle that obviously can left or right depending on where the boat goes, whether it be Mediterranean or maybe America, Bahamas, etc. So normally when you're in America you would get on and off board sideways, so that's why you have this passerelle. But not only this, as what is traditional about Dutch shipbuilders and this particular shipyard is that you have this rounded aft deck, which basically not allow water and always keep this deck dry. Now here we have a huge sitting area, so that was a particular request from the buyer so that the whole family and guests could enjoy staying outside rather than inside. Now if you take a look here, this is a formal dining area for 8 people, and the whole idea was to create, first of all, not only big space here but also have it shaded. So it's naturally shaded by the upper deck, and the upper deck is shaded by the sun deck. Now here we have side handrails that are not installed on the bulwark and on the side passages that would create obstructed view from inside out, but they're here so you can actually grab it very comfortable. And actually this is another thing that creates a very elegant view from outside when you're looking at the boat from outside. Now here we have a formal dining area for 8 people, a very nice light decoration. In this part you would see entrance for the crew. Now we will talk about that later, I'll show it to you later on. Now since the boat was designed to have double season for the Mediterranean and for Americas, you would have side boarding gates to get in and out of the yacht. This is the thing that you would probably not use when you're in the Med, but you definitely need it in the Bahamas. Now on top of that, this yacht was designed to cruise in the northern seas, and as you can see, there are IR burners all around, not only on this deck, but on the upper deck as well. Basically you can stay in the shade, but when you're cruising in the cold North Seas, you always have these burners to keep you warm. Now let's get inside, I will take you around. Now the salon is really very beautiful, and Carla Dielim did a great job. Not always do you see designers of the yachts themselves, and today we're very privileged to see and meet the designer Carla Dielim, who is the author of the interior design of this beautiful yacht by Wim van der Wal, Lady Lean. Hello Carla, very nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, we appreciate your time. So can you give us a sense of what was the brief you received from the owner when you started designing this yacht?
Yeah, well, the first brief, I think it was the most important. It was that the yacht needs to be wheelchair friendly. Mm-hmm. At the same time, they want that everywhere we can have handrails, and the safety of the yacht, it was like very important for them, like for the interior to be everything curved, nothing, they didn't want to see edge sharps.
Yeah.
And this was like the first idea for the layout. And then after that, they start to talk about the feeling that we want, the sensation that we want for the yacht. As they are Brazilians and they love to be in Bahamas, they didn't want anything that was super strong or shiny or aggressive. Yeah. No? And then we start to work with a palette, very calm, very zen. This, I think, was our first mood board, is to give them the sensation that they are at their home, at their beach home, and not in a space that could be aggressive for the eyes. Yeah,
yeah, and at the same time the yacht itself was built also for the northern seas, so that kind of gives you a bit of a compromise between, our sturdy but still elegant, our external looking and very warm and calm interiors inside. Good. And were you following the owner across the whole construction stage, like from A to Z?
Yes, yes. It was until like the last day that they received the yacht. We are following them. Yes.
I see. Did you have any like changes along the way that you have to tweak a little bit sometimes?
Oh yeah. When you work with a customized yacht, sometimes you have something that you need to change, but not too much. But yes, we have some surprises
I see.
on the way. But of course, everything we can get a solution. But yeah.
Is there anything special about the materials you used in the interior? I know that you have some special marble used all around decks and cabins.
Yeah, as we want this sensation to be very clean, we try to use like only 2 or 3 materials, very similar in tones and colors. We choose the natural oak that is very light, and then we choose a marble that's called silk georgette. That is very grayish, but it's not so gray, it's like very calm as well. And then as we are using only like little materials, not too much materials, we try to use textures in these materials that you can see that you have the oak, natural, flat, and then you have the same oak but in fluted panel.
Yeah.
Then you have like the chevron pattern, the marble the same way. We use like the one that was without textures. Then we have the fluted panel on the marble. We're trying to mix a little bit. We want to be calm, not boring.
Yeah.
You know, it's like.
Well, I can say, well, you achieved the goal.
Thank you.
And as far as I know, you came originally from residential projects, right? So how does it work for you, that transition from designing houses and to designing yachts? And as I understand, this is your first big project. Well, 34 is a pretty big yacht, right? Like, how does it work for you? Is there any difference between designing a home and designing a yacht?
Yes, well, basically the core is the same. No, you need to have a theme and then you start to develop. But of course, it's a much more detailed process. As for some clients, I like to design the furniture. This was more close to the product design, more than architecture. It's a mix between product and architecture, and I think this is. It's a little bit more complicated, but at the same time it's more rewarded because you can see exactly what you designed. It's here, for example, the table. Exactly this line we did with this material. We choose every inch of this yacht, and then, of course, at the house you have more space, and then you don't need to be careful, like so millimeter by millimeter. But
super specific with little details.
And then we need to, like, you can go and buy furniture. Here we can buy furniture, but it's some. Yeah. Just some loose furniture. And we try to use, still, you know, inside we have book furniture and then built-in furniture. We try to change the built-in furniture, the look for a loose furniture, you know, with the legs and that you can think that is a loose furniture, but it's not. Yeah. But you need to design everything. This is, I think, it's the difference.
I see. So I know that probably there is some other projects under construction or plan to be built in the future. Are you working on larger, bigger, or just different designs as well?
Yeah, well, actually, when we did the late lean, we start to have more requests, and now we have a 65 feet that is a series, at 25 meters, then another 20 meters and another 34 meters that we are pretty busy after late lean, I see.
And from like general perspective, where do you see the interior design is going, like in which direction? Because well, nowadays a lot of factories, a lot of designers try to make a long-lasting design, you know, that holds the resale value in the future as well. And I think, well, in this perspective, you actually achieve that goal, because she will still be authentic, you know, and then beautiful in 5 and 10 years. So people will still want to have this relaxing feeling inside, right? So what is your take on the perspective of interior design in this?
Yeah, I was thinking about that because I see that there is a lot of trendy now to bring the house inside of the yacht. Yeah. But in the same time, I heard from clients this in this festival that they don't want to feel that they are at home. They want to feel that they are in a yacht.
Yeah.
There is a mix that you need to achieve that it still is a yacht, and you want to feel that you are not in your home.
Yeah.
But I think the people want to feel comfortable and happy and relax.
Yeah.
You know, this is, I think, the point that you need to achieve. But it's very hard to think as a car, for example, you know, because it's something that there is a production, and then it's where is this timeless point that you need to go. It's very hard. It's something that I'm studying.
I see. I see.
To not be so trendy. You know, now everybody's using fluted panel. Everybody's using this color, the green esmeralda, and then boom, everybody use. And then in 2 years you need to change everything.
Sure.
It's a mix. Yeah, let's see how we
I
can.
see where we go. Well,
Yeah.
in this regards, I think you will be one of the trendsetters actually for the future.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your time. It was a pleasure meeting you.
Thank you.
Now, as you can see, the thing that is missing and that you normally would have on this size of yacht is this formal dining area. Now we have it outside, and that was a particular request. But not only that, there was another one, and there's another formal area in the forward part of the yacht. Here is the, so to say, lounge with a 55-inch TV. You can have as big as you want. And this is actually one of those things that, speaking about layout, that this shipyard is capable to do. As I mentioned before, the handrails are missing on the top of the external passages wallworks, which creates an unobstructed nice view from inside out. Forward to the dining area, I'll show you more. Now, before we enter this part, there is an elevator on your left side that actually goes from the lower deck to the main deck and to the upper deck. Now, on this size of yachts, that is a quite unexpected feature, but still you have it. Here's the formal dining area for 8 people. There is 2 big wine coolers, bar here, cafe station. Now, when you don't want to see that for any reason whatsoever, you still can close it, and that happens quite quickly by pulling this sliding door out, and boom, you have a very nice, sleek wall there with nothing. But, well, to me, I would personally keep it open all the time because, well, you would probably want to enjoy the view of these things. Now, 1, and 2. Now, you really need a bit of time to learn how to do this thing because it's a new yacht, but you know, over time we'll learn to do it properly. Okay, so this area, as you probably understand now, is separated from the galley which is behind me. Now you can close it completely with having these doors and having another pair of doors on your left. So this area can create complete privacy if you need it, and when the weather outside is not really good. Now let me take you to the galley quickly. Now this is one of the things that probably is quite well connected with the fact that it's a long cruise yacht. Now I remind you that this ship is built to have 3,000 nautical miles at 12 knots, at which it consumes quite decent amount of fuel, of which we will tell you later. Now this is a pretty well furnished galley. You have all the meal equipment. You have a microwave/oven in this place. You have a big oven in here. You have 3 burners. You have 2 huge mealy fridges that are loaded with food now, so we better keep them closed. And of course there is a dishwasher here on the left. Now always it's a good thing to have big panoramic windows, you know, to look and enjoy the view for your chef, because obviously on this kind of yacht this is a very important member of the crew that you would definitely need. Now here's another sliding door, so to make sure that no smell is coming from the galley into the main salon. Now here obviously we have a door to the port side passageway. Of course you need it for the crew to circulate around the boat independently because privacy is important. Here obviously what you would normally have on this size of yacht is the day head, which is quite comfortable. You know, there's a lot of leg space in this area. A lot of people sometimes are complaining about because, you know, sometimes you have to go with compromises. In this case, there is not so many compromises, to be honest. Now, let me take you to the lower deck and show you the cabins. Let's go. Okay, I go by the elevator, and sorry guys. Now, welcome to the lower deck and the VIP cabin. The VIP cabin starts from this area here, and you'll suddenly see the coffee station, which is quite a good feature to have, you know, when you stay on the boat for a considerable amount of time. Now, if you follow me, this is the desk, because obviously you need to work and you stay tuned, you know, and this is very good feature as well. On the left, there is a walk-in wardrobe, and here we get into the VIP cabin. And this is not a master cabin as it may see at first sight, because, well, it's quite beamy, it's very huge, it's very voluminous. Now, the height of the ceilings here is 2.2, which is a considerable amount of height. Normally you would have 2.10. And this is another feature that this shipyard is capable to offer. You have huge panoramic windows on both sides that gives you a perfect look on another yacht in this case, but normally you would see in good nature and everything. So this is 2 meter wide, big bed, nice sofa. Now, one of the recent trends in shipbuilding and creating comfortable layouts is to combine the sleeping area with the bathing area, so to say. And this is a nice bathroom, very well furnished. They have a big panoramic window as well. Now, on your right, there's a shower cabin. Bears basically the same features of interior design as the rest of the yacht. Now, there's a nice bench, all in marble, very well decorated, dark chromed accessories. Now here is the toilet with a lot of leg space and the same dark chrome details, which are very nice. Now let me show you the other cabins, and let's go to the bow part of the yacht. Now this is a decent VIP cabin, I should say. Huge panoramic window that you would probably see on a 45-ish meter yachts normally. Lots of room, lots of space on both sides of the bed. Now, if you follow me here, this is a pretty decent size of a walk-in bathroom. You know, lots of leg space, very well furnished. The layout is quite nice, really like it. You know, and just like in other cabins, it bears the same principles, the same idea, the same materials that create very cozy atmosphere. Now, this is one of the VIP cabins on the starboard side, on the port side. That's completely symmetrical, offers the same amenities, offers the same level of comfort, which we'll show you in a bit. As you can see, this is the same absolutely symmetrical, identical cabin that we've just seen. And here you have a wardrobe, so lots of space for longer cruising. Absolutely identical bathroom that we just shown you. TV, obviously. Let's move on to this cabin. Well, here you can use it for your kids, or for your babysitter, or for your guests sometimes. Of course, here you will have quite a decent shower cabin, I should say. Well, it's even almost of this equal size of the other VIP cabin. Quite big. And now I think we're ready to go to the upper deck to show you the heart of this yacht, in this case the master cabin and the wheel station. Now obviously the elevator comes up to the upper deck. You see on my left in this case. Now the brief of the owner was to have the master cabin full size, full functional, the upper deck, which actually you have. Now there is a bathroom, there is a separate shower cabin that, as you can see, there is no glass, so that's perfectly matches the whole idea. And you have a water closet on my left. Also, besides that, you have big panoramic windows on the port side, which gives you a lot of natural light coming in. And of course the makeup table to prepare for a good day in the sea. Now moving out of the bathroom, you'll immediately see big panoramic windows on my left, which creates, which adds to the cozy environment that this yacht has. Panoramic windows over here on the port side, big panoramic windows on the starboard side, and here you go. You have the proper master cabin, decent size for for longer cruising. Now, the tricky part of having master cabin on the upper deck is that owners have to stay here for a long time. They have to sleep well. They have to cruise in any kind of seas and stay in comfort. Now, it's directly connected with the stability question. Now, this yacht has two kinds of stabilizers, two Seakeeper gyros 26 and fin stabilizers Humphrey, which are electric. So the ship builder made sure that in all kinds you'll feel really comfortable. Now, another good feature of this yacht is that you have your private deck. As you can see, there is no staircase here, so your social life, your private life is completely independent, so no crew coming here. And this is really great, so that's like an open terrace that creates a good view outside, but on top of that, nobody on the lower deck can see you, so that's another add-on to the privacy. As we mentioned, on the main deck, there's a nice burner here, which warms you up when you're in the rough seas, and a nice coffee table. So basically this whole layout can be equipped with loose furniture. You can play with this space as much as you want. Of course, not only, but the layout itself as well, in case you would use this platform to build a yacht built around your needs. Now, let's go to the wheel station, go quickly through the main equipment your captain would definitely appreciate. So the first thing you'll definitely see straight away is these huge screens. Those are basically gaming displays. That was a particular request from the owner. And of course you can modify this area as well as the rest of the boat to your wishes as you see. Now, besides things that you see, there is something that you will definitely not see. In this case, this is a normal wheel that you would see in the majority of yachts. And in this particular case, we have this small thing that is basically helps you to maneuver the boat. Now, this is a pretty good place to speak about some major technical characteristics of the yacht. Now, this one is equipped with MAN V12 1650 horsepower each, and at 12 knots it would give you a range of somewhere under 3,000 nautical miles, consuming about 250 liters on both engines plus generators, which is quite a decent amount considering that this yacht is not steel. This is full aluminum semi-displacement yacht with the maximum speed of 18 knots. Of course, your captain would definitely appreciate the nice view that opens up from this place on the sea. He can see everything what is happening on the deck, on the forward part. Besides that, there is a surveillance system that is installed all around the boat that you can basically choose on this screen here and choose the cameras. Now, of course, on this size of a yacht, the captain would not normally stay with the crew because, well, it's quite a big yacht actually. And in this case, there's a captain cabin that stays separately from the crew. It's just on your right, which should be closed, I think. Well, but we will show you the crew quarters later on. Now let's move to the bow. We show you where the tender is capped and take you, I think, to the engine room. Let's go. Now, obviously, on this size of yacht, you will definitely need these side maneuvering stations, which basically allow the captain to maneuver at all times when mooring, especially. So you have the main levers, you have the bow thruster, you have the stern thruster, and there's a little wheel, basically. Now, let's go to the bow part. I'll show you where the tender is. Now, as we remember, the layout of this yacht was thought in a way that the crew is separated completely from the owner, and in this case, it's in the aft. Now, the question is, with longer cruising, you definitely need a tender, and in this case, it's here in the bow. Now, this is a extended tender, which is 6.5 meter long, with the foldable bow part. In this case, it's completely deflated, and 1,000 kilograms of lifting capacity davit, which basically you can take your tender from the starboard side and put it in here, or otherwise you can use this space as in any way as you want. Now, what I really like about this one, and speaking about the navigational characteristics of this yacht, is that you have very high bulwark, and you can really see that this yacht can go in any direction and accomplish any program you would possibly imagine for your holidays. Now, this yacht is equipped for 5 people of crew. On my left, there is 2 cabins with 2 bunk beds each. And as we already mentioned, the captain is upstairs on the upper deck. Now here, this is one of the things that, well, many people really require when they start building a yacht with 2 washing machines and 2 dryers. That's definitely something you would need with longer cruising. Now let's get into the heart of this yacht. Now, as we mentioned, this baby is equipped with 2 MAN V12, 1650 horsepower each. On top of that, as you see these big boys here, these are silencers. Now, there was a particular request from the owner to have additional ways of ensuring comfort on board and maximum stability and maximum noise reduction, noise and vibration reduction. So that is why you have these huge things over here. Now, on top of that, you have 2 generators, 55 kilowatt each, curler generators. You have your water maker, you have your alternator for 220 volts and 110 volts to use it in the Mediterranean or in the Americas. Let's go. Now we hope you really enjoyed viewing this beautiful yacht, when we truly thank Wim Wonderwalk Shipyard for have this. Take a look at this beauty. Now remind you that Lady Lean is the winner in the category of Custom Yacht of the Year 2022. And hit all the necessary buttons, stay with us, and see you in the next one.